It's May 2nd and 3rd. It's the 13th Annual Family First Radiothon on 800 CHAB. We'll be on the radio for 36 straight hours from this beautiful Dr. F.H. Wigmore Regional Hospital in Moose Jaw, hoping to raise $150,000 to buy new surgical equipment so we can take better care of the people in Moose Jaw and area. And two of the people who are taking care of the people in Moose Jaw and area, longtime local surgeon Dr. George Miller to my left, and on my right is Dr. Francois Louw, who is an anesthesiologist here at the Wigmore Regional Hospital. And sir, we'll start with you. You've been here for quite some time. You were a part of the transition from the old Moose Jaw Union Hospital to the Wigmore Regional Hospital, and I understand it's while there have been some challenges, it's been a pleasant experience.
Absolutely. So, yes, I qualified in South Africa, so bear with me, my English is not all that good. In any case, I had my training in South Africa in Afrikaans, and I went to the University of Pretoria there, but I'm too happy to be here in Moose Jaw, and I enjoy my stay here, and I thank the Canadians for the opportunity to be able to work here, and we're busy, me and my wife, to do our Canadian citizenship, and I was part of the team that transited to the F.H. Wigmore from the old hospital, and yes, it was quite smooth and with a few problems here and there, but all in all, we enjoy working in the new hospital as well.
Tell us about life in Moose Jaw. Obviously, you're enjoying it, sir?
Oh, yes. It is a bit of a challenge when you come from South Africa because it's so cold and the weather is harsh, but Moose Jaw grows on you, so you quickly start to call it home.
I'd also like to point out that he has to grow something. He's a farmer by training and nature, and it's inbred into Afrikaners to be farmers. And he even has to garden here, so he's got quite a sizable garden in his community plot that he does. He's quite proud of it, and it's quite impressive.
Yeah, so the gardening is, when we're done work in the evenings, I can't wait to go out and get a bit of sunshine, and it's healthy, and when there's produce that's too much, we sell it off for charity, so it's all in all, it's a good thing.
Very nice, very good. In anticipation of the Radiothon, sir, and Dr. George Miller and I talked about it in a previous interview, in anticipation of the Radiothon, the fact that last year one of our goals at the Radiothon was to raise enough money to buy the necessary equipment to get that fourth surgical suite open here at the Wigmore Regional Hospital. We are only operating in 3. Now we've got that 4th room. I'm assuming that makes patient flow better and allows you to get more work done, sir?
Oh, absolutely so. We've got actually all in all about 7 operating rooms. We've got 4 new machines. We've got about 3 old ones. And if we buy a new machine, we will be able to have new machines in most of the operating rooms, which is a good thing because we can maybe talk a little bit later about the importance of technology in our work, but we will be too happy to get new technology rolling.
In fact, we've talked about that many times over 13 years at the Family First Radiothon, Dr. Miller, the way that technology changes. It changes very quickly, and we know it. I mean, it was 20 years ago, not everybody had computers in their homes, and it was 10 years ago, not everybody had iPhones yet. Technology for everybody changes, and even more quickly in your field of work, sir.
Right. There's computers in our pockets. There's computers in our machines, our new anesthesia machines. The quality of monitoring is there, and there's essential services that are being provided through that machine that is monitoring, that alerts our anesthetists to changes and subtle changes during the surgery that can occur. For example, just last week, Dr. Louw notified me that he said, there was a sudden change in CO2 and the tube was just not in quite the right position. He was able to pick that up, whereas in the day when we started, both Dr. Louw and myself, we wouldn't have known that till afterwards, and the patient could have had significant consequences. But the new anesthesia machine actually was there to provide the subtle information. The tube wasn't quite right. We changed it around, didn't require another thing, but it was a little thing that makes a difference to giving an anesthetic. A good anesthetic is a lot of little things done right, and the machine is just one of them. But having good staff to be able to track them with good quality machines that can supplement their work and their observations, it's a very, very helpful thing.
Let's talk about the new machinery, the new anesthetic machine that we're hoping to purchase. If we raise the $150,000, we'll have enough money to buy the new lithotripsy unit, which we're hoping to get, and a new anesthetic machine. And I know this is something that the Moose Jaw Health Foundation, sir, they communicate with you to see what we need and what you want.
We pretty much know what we want because we know the best machines on the market. And in fact, the ones that we do have, the new ones, are the best machines on the market. There's really nothing better. So they are the state-of-the-art machines. And as Dr. Miller pointed out, these machines are really computers, and you can compare them to the cockpit of an aeroplane. They have got monitors of all sorts on, oximeters, capnographs, invasive blood pressure monitors, just plain blood pressure monitors, and it monitors ventilation, different ventilatory settings, and gives you trends so that you can see where you're going with your anesthesia with touchscreen technology, and you can print that out, and the machine is responsive to the screen whenever you want to do something. You just touch the screen to get to that. So it's pretty much, as Dr. Miller says, like mobile phones changing all the time, and you have to update to stay relevant. And the older machines, really, you have to trade them in because in the end they become unserviceable. So yes, these machines are important, and patients' lives depend on it, for that matter. And I mean, I started out in Africa with my finger on the pulse, and if I'm lucky, I had an ECG monitor on the patient and maybe a nurse to help me take blood pressure. But nowadays, we've got these fancy machines, and as Dr. Miller pointed out, just with a subtle thing happening, you can already pick it up early before trouble starts. So these machines will do that for us.
Perhaps maybe more so than any other profession, continued learning. You've got no choice. You've got to continue to learn day in, day out.
Yeah, you will lose your license if you don't continue your maintenance of certification, which would then mean attending these courses that we have to, and reading. And so everybody of us has to do that, and we do that.
I don't understand a lot about anesthesiology, but I do know that it's a precise science, and that you've got to be very careful. Everybody is different. Every patient is different, correct?
Oh, absolutely. You get these little babies, starting with like premature babies. Maybe we don't do that in the Fred Wigmore, but still, that's what we are facing, like small kids, and then old people, and people that are big, like 200-300 kilos. So, and then they are sick at times, like really sick, and we have to maintain life at all time. I was flying back from Kelowna yesterday, and when I got on the plane, it was reassuring to be told that our safety is their first priority. We have the same attitude. Our patient's safety is our first priority. And we go to great lengths to do that with vigilance, and as I said, the machine helps us with that.
How has the products that you use changed over the years? Generally speaking, you use certain types of gases, right?
Yeah, everything changes. Like life is never static. So way back we used ether, and that progressed to different types of anesthetic agents, halothane. Nowadays we're using sevoflurane and newer anesthetic gases. And as I said, the monitoring also changed with options that was not even thought about, like being able to measure the oxygen content of patients' blood. I mean, way back we had to look at the patient's nail beds to see if they look like bluish. Nowadays you can say the patient's saturation of oxygen is like 93% or 98%. So you can pinpoint it very specifically nowadays, and we've got early warning signs going on all the time telling you this is happening.
This is, teamwork is the key when you're in surgery, sir.
Yes, it is. And that's one of the things, the joy of working is that you work with a team of doctors and nurses and other technicians that are in the room with a variety of staff. Even our housekeeping staff who do an excellent job of turning over the rooms is important. That's the reason why it's important for us to have the 4 hours going, because somebody can clean in there and take the time to clean it properly. Whereas we move to another room, we can have patient balance between back and forth. So a swing between rooms, it speeds up turnovers. We can do more patients safer in a cleaner environment. So I think this is all the points that well made. And if we have the same anesthesia machine in each and every room so that we can quickly change over between these, so without having move very expensive anesthesia machines, moving them around is not a good thing. They tend to be a little fragile. So we want to keep them in the right spot and make sure that they're doing the job that they're designed to do. I think this is, Dr. Louw and myself are going to be out of here soon enough, but we actually think that the people coming behind us will be quite good. And I think that if we have the equipment that can attract better staff, this is quite good, and maintain a full range of services here at the FH Wigmore.
And in fact, we've talked about this a number of times, dating back 13 years ago. And when you talked about getting a new facility, getting a new hospital, getting new equipment, and attracting and retaining quality people. And Dr. Louw, the FH Wigmore Regional Hospital, since it's been built and since we've moved in, from what I understand, we are attracting and retaining young, talented professionals here, sir.
That is true to a certain extent. We do have a bit of problems to recruit new anaesthetists, but the real problem there is that there is a Canada-wide shortage of anaesthetists, and this might be a good time to maybe say it out loud that we really want to have people applying for positions. We've got 4 positions, 3 is filled, and we are waiting for applicants.
Dr. Francois Louw, thank you very much for your service here in Moose Jaw and area and at the FH Wigmore Hospital. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule for this, and fingers crossed, hopefully we'll raise that $150,000 and get that much-needed equipment, which includes a new machine for you to use, sir. Thank you very much.
It's heartening to know that the public out there shares our responsibility to try and help us to get this technology rolled out, and we say thank you if that would happen.
Dr. Miller, thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome. Anytime.